Support from the show comes from Gameplayware. Gameplayware has a wide variety of nerdy and geek-related apparel. Go to www.gameplaydwear.bigcartel.com and use the promo code theb&btavern to get free shipping on clothes. Want cool dice sets and other tabletop accessories at a low price? Head on over to darksilverforge.com and use the promo code theb&btavern to get 15% off your purchase. And support from listeners like you. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Baylor Band, so welcome to the B&B Tavern Show, Tavern Talk, where we take extraordinary people of extraordinary measures of powerfulness and make them have imaginary friends with stat. Like I said, I am your favorite neighborhood storyteller, Baylor Bannis, as I like to believe so. And we have an amazing, absolutely amazing guest for you this week. It is truly a fantastic day today, because we are graced by this amazing person that will introduce herself if she would be so kind.
Hi guys, this is Anjali Bhimani.
We got Anjali in the building, y'all! No. Oh my god! Why don't you tell some people that, you know, the amazing things that you do and that may have recognized you in?
The stuff that I do, well, these days I am most well known for being the voice of Symmetra in Overwatch, which is super awesome talent agency, which is really, really fun. And I've spent most of my life doing television and film and theater as well, so I've been on a few TV shows that people may know. I mean, it feels so weird to just sit here and talk about myself. Just look it up on the interwebs. It's really no big deal. You guys can do that yourselves. You don't need to hear me talk about myself.
Yeah, it's all fancy. She's got an IMDb, all that jazz.
It's silliness for me to talk about myself. I'm more interested in what we're doing here today.
Oh my god, well, we got a lot of cool things we're doing today, specifically making your imaginary friends with stats. Like every other episode, we make a new D&D experience for somebody, but however, you've had, back in the day, a little bit of D&D experience yourself.
Yes, indeed. When I was a young one, I was going to say a small one, but I'm still small. When I was very young, I started playing basic D&D when I was 8 years old. No kidding. And I won the 9th grade spelling bee because of advanced D&D, because no one else knew how to spell vengeance at age 9, and I did. So yes, I am a great lover of Dungeons and Dragons, even though I haven't played it in many years. I stuck with it for a while, and then I switched to playing RPGs on the PC, and then it just kind of faded away, and it was a distant memory of eons past. But I am very, very fond of it. I'm just fond of RPGs in general, but especially D&D. I just have a soft spot in my heart for it.
Well, of course, because almost anything can happen as long as you can think of it. It is the original gaming experience that allows you to take full control of the environment that you're in. You know, you don't need to code anything. The coding is in here.
Exactly. And it's such a great, I feel like it's such a great teaching instrument, because people learn teamwork and critical thinking, and you learn all about medieval weapons and all sorts of things. You even learn about
yeah, exactly. It's cool. And you get to use your imagination to create cool things and create stories in your head. It's always fun to storytell.
Exactly. Especially, it's at least this way, it's a productive way of creating stories in my head, as opposed to just creating stories in my head like I do on a daily basis, which makes me sound like a crazy person. So let's move on.
It's a cool trait to have. It means you're always exercising your brain, which is very important. Also to eat vegetables and fruits, kids. As like always, as she quoted earlier, I am like a personality test and 20Q, little ball thing, figure out what you are and what you do. We're going to ask us through a series of questions. We're going to do all the math for you, and so you don't have to worry about that. And then if you want to come back, you can come back and meet the other people that have been on this season and fight to the death with your character.
Oh, goodness. Fighting to the death. I have to admit, I'm a little bit nervous, because the thing that, you always have this ideal that you want to be, and then the person that you actually are. And when we do things like personality tests, particularly when it's involving creating a hero in a magical world, you kind of hope that you're going to turn out a certain way. But I'm going to be as honest and straightforward, and we're gonna see who I come up with, and hopefully whoever we come up with happens to be the person I actually want to be in the world.
it will be definitely a unique exercise of restraint to definitely create yourself as some goddess-like creature. But I am sure that either way, it will be a unique story and an exciting adventure. So are you ready to go?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, let's get this on. Starting off with the most basic of questions. Are you boy, girl, or other?
Girl.
Girl. And now, on to the racial part of things. I'm going to go run down the list. Some of them you may already recognize because of your D&D experience, like elf and dwarf, and some of them you may not recognize. If you don't recognize something, I'm happy to explain as much as you would like to know about it if the name rings to your bell. However, I'm going to run down the list first like an auctioneer.
Okay.
So, are you ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, you could be an Aarakocra, Ozimar, Bugbear, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Furbolg, Genasi, Gnome, Goblin, Goliath, Half-Elf, Half-Orc, Halfling, Hobgoblin, Human, Kenku, Kobold, Lizardfolk, Orc, Tabaxi, Tiefling, Triton, or Yuan-Ti.
Wow, there are like 7 of those that I didn't recognize.
I know.
Are the Dragonborn humanoid? Or are
yes, they are humanoid,
dragon-like
creatures that have no tails, no wings, but however they are these sort of very tall man or woman, very muscular reptilian-scaled humanoids that come in a variety of different colors, and each color spits out a different type of breath weapon, if you will.
Right, just like the dragons. Okay. And then there was one that was near Kobold that I didn't recognize. Might have been right before
Kenku?
Yes. What is that?
The Kenku are humanoid raven folk.
Ooh, tell me what that means.
Well, they tend to be on the shorter side for 3.5 to 4 foot.
Okay.
And the way they speak is, the best way to describe it is like, have you ever seen the movie Transformers with Shia LaBeouf?
Ages ago, yes.
Okay. Well, do you remember the yellow car Bumblebee where it talked through a radio?
Yep.
And that's sort of basically the Kenkus would listen to conversations throughout their life, and they would sort of relay it in that so it sounds like a skimming radio.
Interesting. These are all such fascinating new races. There are a few at the beginning I didn't recognize as well, but rather than going through and making you explain them all to me, I tend to be partial towards the half-elves and the elves in the world in general. Is there anything I should know about them in this new modern day of D&D?
Well, half-elves can be predominant. There's a thing called a half-orc, which tends to be half-elf, half-orc. There's also half-elf, which is just human and elf.
Right.
And then there's 3 different types of elves. There's high elves, which tend to be sort of like coral reef color skinned elves that have more arcanic powers and magical descent. Dark elves, which are drows, which are elves that have been banished. And then you got your fancy good old wood elves.
Good old fashioned wood elves. I'm so fascinated by the Dragonborn. You know, I'm such a visual person, it's hard not being able to see what they look like. I admit it freely. I guarantee you that there were like 3 others that I'm going to ask, and I can't run down the list again, and I will stop you.
All right. Aarakocra, Ozimar.
What is that?
Aarakocra are eagle folk.
Okay.
Ozimar, which are sort of a diva-like race.
A diva-like race? What does that mean?
Demigod, if you will.
I was gonna say, are they really stuck up?
Yeah, they can be if you want.
Okay. Okay.
So you got also Bugbear, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Furbolg, Furbolg is half elf, half giant.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't even want to think about that mating process. Go on.
Neither do I.
Go on to the next one. What's after that?
Genasi. Which are sort of humanoid creatures made of elemental forms. So some of them are made of water, fire, earth, and wind.
Ooh, I want that.
Okay.
That sounds awesome. But they are humanoid, but they're made of some element?
Yeah.
That's magical. Okay, I know I'm probably going to say that an awful lot during this, and it's going to sound so lame because...
Hashtag magical.
Hashtag magical. What are they called again? Tell me what they're called again.
They are called the Genasi.
Guinness-i. Now, there's no like specific, because I know with certain races, I'm sorry, I take this very seriously apparently. With certain races in this game, there is a tendency towards certain alignments and certain stuff like that. Are these guys pretty like do what you want with it?
Nowadays, it is an optional thing. As a dungeon master, you can be more specific as what alignments they are. I always feel there's always somebody in some group of people that will break a stereotype, so you could be that.
Awesome.
So don't need to worry about
and
that
these
at all.
and these elemental genocide folk. Genocide? Did I say that right?
Genocide.
Genocide. They still interact as well with humans and humanoids and everybody else as like they're party people, right? Like they can hang.
Yeah, you can be a party person.
I just want to make sure she can hang. You know,
she can hang.
Some
people like interaction wise, since genocide are sort of rare in some societies, people may give you a second eye, but if they know you're pretty chill and party like, then they'll go
that's
like,
all
right.
Dude, that's just like real life. People look at me funny all the time, and then they meet me and they're like, oh, she ain't no thing. Okay, let's do it.
Okay,
let's do it. I like this.
The question is what element would you like to be? Earth, water, fire, or air?
Not earth.
Okay.
Does it determine anything other than, does it determine abilities? Does it determine...
It determines some abilities. Some of the abilities are very significant. Some of the abilities are like, whatever.
Can I find out what they are?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Do we have time for that?
We got time for the
Are we going to be there?
world.
Are we going to be here till tomorrow because I'm asking so many questions?
No. This is very good of you. You get an AA for effort with that.
No, I just I'm going to want to do this 7 different times and make 7 different characters. I can feel it already. I just got excited by the possibility of being made of fire or made of water.
Now, okay, so here's the abilities of each one.
Okay.
The air have you can hold your breath indefinitely with your while you're not incapacitated.
Okay.
You are able to change into an air elemental, which is sort of a tornado-like monster.
Right.
The earth have the ability
We're
to...
skipping the earth.
Okay.
For some reason, it just doesn't appeal to me. Maybe it's because I'm a
earth.
Virgo already.
All right.
Go ahead.
The fire have resistance to fire damage, of course, and they turn into a fire elemental. The water, you can breathe air and water, and and you're a very efficient swimmer, and you can turn into a water elemental. And that's roughly about the difference of each one.
Wow, it's either fire or water, and I can't decide.
Want me to help you? Want me to flip a coin?
I think I'm going to have to go with fire.
Oh, all right.
Even though, water is really, I'm not going to lie, they're both really sexy sounding. I think we're going to have to go with fire.
All right.
I'm not really, I don't think holding my breath underwater is really that important, so.
I mean, it's cool. I would love to hold my breath.
It's cool, but, I think,
fair.
I think I'm more interested in being made of fire. Made of fire.
All right, that's fair. All right, I will not argue with that logic. It is cool to be made of fire. Now the question is how old is your Guinness-i?
What is their age range?
Their age range is that they live somewhat longer than humans do, and they could live to be about 120 years old.
Let's put her at 40 then.
40? 40's.
Yeah, because on that scale, 40 really is the new 30. So let's make her 40.
Yeah. All right,
See?
I dig that. And how tall is she?
How tall is there a range? Does it matter?
Yes, there is actually a range. They are generally built like humans, standing anywhere from 5 feet to over 6 feet tall.
I mean, if she's made of fire, she's pretty intimidating already. So let's make her 5'6".
Okay.
Which to me, in my human body, 5'6" might as well be 6'10". So 5'6" sounds very tall.
How tall are
to me.
you?
I'm 5 feet tall.
You're 5 foot even.
I am 5 foot even. Well, with my hair, I'm 4'11 3/4 without it.
Well, I mean that's still an impressive height. I think last I am 5 foot even as well. So you're
there
not
you go.
alone. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Alone. You're not alone.
Party people, we're all fun size.
Fun size, snack size, fun stuff. All right. So how is your body built? Sort of very slender and elegant, or is it very muscular and powerful?
Slender and elegant.
All right.
She doesn't need to show off. She doesn't need to show off how powerful she is if she's made of fire. I mean, that pretty much does it. You can't mess with someone who's made of fire. That's a thing.
Unless you're made of water.
Well, is that a thing? Is that something that I need to know about? Like, is someone who's made...
Nobody's going to rely on you to swim across the lake to throw the rope to the other side.
This is true. Maybe I want to switch. Maybe I want to switch to water, because nothing can screw me up as a water elemental. I can't walk through fire, obviously.
I mean,
or maybe
you could be frozen.
God, this is tough.
I mean, either way, nobody's perfect and everybody has their weaknesses. It's just a matter of if you are comfortable with your weaknesses. Not to sound philosophical.
No, I know. This is why this whole fire-water thing is a bigger dilemma than I expected it to be.
Well, who also says you live near any water? You maybe live in a volcano.
Well, it doesn't matter. She's gonna travel.
Yeah, it's true. She is an adventurer.
She's got to travel.
She's got.
God forbids they have to cross a lake. It's not like someone's gonna carry someone made of fire. Let's switch. Let's do it. Let's switch for water, just for the practicality.
All right.
As much as being made of fire sounds totally awesome and sexy, and I might switch again. Might switch again one more time.
Okay. I'll ask you before the last question.
Great. Yes.
All right. So now it's time for your alignment. Now I'm gonna run down the list, even though you may be familiar. There's lawful good, lawful neutral, lawful evil, neutral good, true neutral, neutral evil, chaotic good, chaotic neutral, or chaotic evil.
I like chaotic good.
You're like a Pop-Tart. You're crazy good.
I like chaotic good.
All right.
I like chaotic good because sometimes the rules and laws don't necessarily serve the greater good, and you have to be able to figure out. Just because I'm chaotic good doesn't mean I'm not following the laws all the time. It just means I don't have to.
That's very true and very good statement. I will definitely remember that as a dungeon master when you play a game with me.
Yes.
I will remember that you break the rules time. So, all right. So now I'm gonna run down the class, the good old classes.
Oh God, Okay, yes.
So, all right. So all right. You could be a ranger, a barbarian, a bard, a cleric, a druid, a fighter, a monk, a paladin, a rogue, a sorcerer, warlock, or wizard.
I'm made of water, so what is most useful? Oh God, this is really tough. Now I'm wanting to go back to fire and be a fire ranger, which is just funny to say. It
sounds like one of those special Power Rangers that they've run out of ideas
for. It does a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I'm always partial to rangers and.
I realized something real quick. If you do become a fire Gensai, you can make your own fire arrows.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's kind of... All right, let's switch back to fire, and let's make me a ranger.
All right, a fire ranger.
We're just not going to call me a fire ranger. We're going to come up with a ranger of fire, maybe.
All right.
A fire ranger does sound a little bit like a forest ranger. Not that there's anything wrong with forest rangers, and I'm all about the druids.
You could be like a traveling forest ranger. You could be like You could be the guardian of a national park.
I could be like Smokey the Bear, but I am made of fire, which is sort of the opposite of Smokey the Bear.
Well, I mean, you can control your flames. Even though you are made of some fire, you can still control yourself. I
could be like, don't be like me, kids.
Don't be like me, burning everything.
Save forests. Don't burn down the forest. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing.
And why did they become a ranger?
Why did she become a ranger?
Story time.
Because she loves to travel. And she loves magic, but she also loves fighting. Because rangers still have magic user abilities, right?
Yes, they do.
Some magic user abilities?
Yes.
Okay. From the beginning, they don't have to be like level 94 or something like that.
No.
Okay.
Golly, I couldn't imagine level 94. There's only 20.
It'd be weird.
It'd be crazy. It would be powerful. It would be a whole new game.
I'm not allowed to be multi-class, correct?
Not for this show.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Maybe in the future.
That's fine, because I feel like the magic combination would be a cleric ranger.
Very cool. Very cool combination. Yeah. And I'll keep that as a note on the side.
That's a really good question. I mean, I have an image in my head of what a ranger is, but I can't tell you why she chose to be a ranger. Just because I feel like it's the best of both worlds. You get some magic and you get some fighting and you traveling and arrows and...
Yeah. It could be as simple as that.
Well, hang on a second. I'm going to do a little bit of quick. I'm going to ask Michael Google real quick a question.
Michael Google?
Michael Google.
That's
Ranger.
the best last name in the world.
Ranger. ADD.
Go, Anjali,
oh,
Ranger.
Goodness. For some reason, it decided to show me a Range Rover. That's not what I'm looking for. Not at all what I'm looking for here. Okay.
All right.
A woodsman and a tracker and a dangerous fighter. All right, let's do it this way. Because historically fire has been so destructive to the forests and to the earth. My goal was to give back to the earth by being a fire ranger who gives back by being more at one with the earth.
I like that. I like that.
Oh my God, that sounded like I was drunk. What I was trying to come up with there. No, but like
it sounded good.
I love the traveling. I love the idea of being someone who can. I love the tracking. I think there's just the appeal of the abilities and the arrows.
Absolutely. The arrows.
Firing a bow and arrows.
And you're able to light the arrows on fire by your own hands.
My own hands, which is kind of amazing.
It is powerful.
Like I almost wonder if in her past, her being made of fire somehow was a bad thing, and so she chose something that was so not normal. For like, I imagine the fire folk, if that's what we're calling them these days, don't often become rangers. So I feel like this is an odd career choice.
It is breaking the stereotypes, and you have already broke a series of records. You're the first fire Guinness-eye of the series. You're the first, I believe you're the first or second ranger of the entire series. And I mean, that's pretty fancy right there.
It's making me question my judgment. Although I did just realize that if I'm a fire ranger and if I am dealing with tracking at some point or another, sure enough, I'm going to have to cross a river. Oh God, I just totally cursed. Can you please bleep that out?
Oh no.
Can you please bleep that out?
Yes, I can if you want.
Oh God. No, I need you to bleep that out when you I really need you to bleep that out.
That's fine. I can bleep it.
Please do.
That's no problem. Yeah. We can bleep it.
Thank you. Hi. I need to be a good role model, and it's late in the day, and I apologize. You guys, I'm sorry. That was awful.
Anjali.
Okay. So, let's stick with let's
you
still stick
silly
with fire.
Person, you.
Just because I'm made of fire, though, doesn't mean I can't touch trees and stuff like that.
No, you can touch trees. You can control.
I can control my fireness. I'm not like the X-Man without my goggles on. Like I can actually. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is so. Okay. I can't even believe how badly I'm doing. All right,
you're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay.
So now
you say that to all the girls. Okay. So what do we got? We've got Fire Ranger Anjali.
Now we gotta figure out the math. We gotta figure out where your stats come from. So I'm gonna ask you in sort of a personality way again. The common 6 core stats. Is your character physically strong?
Above average.
Above average.
Not excellent, but definitely above average.
Are they dexterous?
Yes.
Very or just
very?
Yes? Okay. Do they have good stamina?
Yes.
Okay. Are they intelligent?
Yes.
Are they wise?
Above average.
All right. Are they very charismatic?
Yeah, she's got to be. Poor thing's made of fire. Like there's got to be something about her that appeals to people because she could really scare people if not.
I like you, kid. You got a fire in you. Literally.
Exactly.
Right.
Like I want there to be something magnetic about her, even though people are scared of her. That's what I want to be the case.
All right. I like this. All right, cool. So
I mean, in an ideal world, I'd be like, I'm awesome at everything, but I know we can't do that. So
nobody's perfect.
No, of course
That's
not.
the point of being a group in a D&D group. Everybody has their own special things.
Exactly.
So now, because of your history of why you became a ranger and whatnot, you now have to decide on some skills you will be proficient in.
Okay.
Being proficient in these skills means when you roll a d20, you get a higher bonus to add to that number to be more successful.
Awesome.
So right now, you are currently very proficient in athletics and insight, which mean reading the body language of people. You have 3 more skills you can choose.
Okay.
This is the list that you can choose from. Animal handling, investigation, nature, perception, stealth, or survival.
Ooh. What is survival? I mean, I know what it is in real life, but what does it technically mean in terms of my
You're the best Girl Scout out there.
So, like, if I get left in the woods, I know how to, survive.
You can frickin' handle yourself.
Okay. And perception definitely appeals. I'm allowed to have 3 more?
Yes.
Okay, animal handling for sure, 100%.
It'd be one with the animals.
Must be one with the animals. Perception, what does that specifically mean in the game?
Being able to perceive things. Like, if you're actively looking for something in the woods, like you're looking for a squirrel, you would make a perception check.
And I already have athleticism and what was the other one?
Insight.
Let's do animal handling, perception, and stealth.
Ooh, okay. Get all sneaky on them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got your special bow, your good old bow, and you have a short sword along with it.
Excellent.
Now I have one last question, but here's the thing: I want to double check and see if you want to be a fire genocide.
I think we need to go for it. Let's be crazy.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. And I just wanted to be a good guy and make sure that you were still interested in doing the things that you wanted to do.
No, I think it's gonna tell an interesting story and it's going to create interesting obstacles.
All right, I agree. I concur, my friend. I concur. Yeah. Now, here's the last question.
Okay.
What is your name?
Oh. Okay. This is where I lose my mind. This is where we end up spending 45 minutes.
This is where the show becomes an hour.
I know, exactly. What is my name?
What is your name?
You don't have anything to help me with here, do you? There's nothing. I gotta just come up with a name.
I mean,
I'm about to look at a baby name site. Wait, are you ready? Exotic baby name.
Her name is Jennifer.
No, I said exotic.
Free.
Oh my goodness! All right, hold for talent. I know this is really boring for people who are just listening.
Well, while she's figuring that out, we'll tell you this. Go over to GameplayWare, WDEAR.BigCartel.com. Use the promo code B&B Get free shipping on your clothes. And head over to DarkSilverForge.com. You get 15% off using the promo code B&B on cool metal dice.
Oh, you didn't have more? That was it?
I mean, head over to Starbucks where we have no sponsor.
Ooh, what does that mean? Hang on a second.
You know it's a good exotic name where and goes
Anjali, yeah. I'm like, whoa.
What is this
That's
name?
That's a really neat name. It's a Norse name.
It's a Norse name.
Norse name.
Norse.
right, I think I'm going to go with this. I think I'm going to go with this other one that I found because it is a Teutonic name that means a maiden in battle armor.
Whoa!
Yes, and her name is Cyrilda. But I'm going to spell it differently.
Okay.
I'm going to spell it...
I assume there's an S. Oh.
Well, I was going to... Yeah, see? That's how it's originally spelled. It's originally spelled Serilda.
All right, already throwing me for a loop.
I'm gonna spell it S-Y... No, S... Cerylda. Cyrilda. Cerylda. Nope, C-Y-R. Here we go. I'm writing it down. C-Y-R. Cyrilda.
C-Y-R.
C-Y-R-I-L-D-A.
Cyrilda, last name?
Oh, God. Okay.
Or a title?
Cyrilda I think that's gonna be what it is. Cyrilda what's a great characteristic that I want her to have?
Cyrilda the Flame?
No, that seems on the nose.
Yep.
That'd be like Cyrilda the Hot. Cyrilda. Does she have a natural born enemy? Is that a thing that they have on your version of D&D?
There is a thing on Ranger called Favored Enemy, but that's about it.
Right.
I'm sure you've seen Laura Bailey have it.
I'm going to call her Cyrilda the Dragon Rider.
Hell yeah.
Should be the Dragon Rider, or should she just be Cyrilda Dragon Rider? Because that's kind of dope, too.
It's up to you.
Because if I call her the Dragon Rider, then there has to be a story behind it.
Well, she could just have a pet dragon.
Let's call her Cyrilda the Dragon Rider. It makes me have to come up with a better story, and I like better stories. I already have a story in my head as to how it happened.
And we can definitely put that in effect in the future.
Oh, I already know what it is.
All right. Spill the beans.
Cyrilda the Dragon Rider. Well, because, so all of her life people were expecting Cyrilda to be something specific because she's made of fire and her people generally go into XYZ occupations, but there was something very different about her. She wasn't necessarily drawn to the same things. And she kept saying to people, no, I'm built for something else. I'm built for something special. And one day, black dragon came to town. Not a red dragon, but a black dragon. And everyone assumed, a red dragon would think it would be so easy for a fire genocide to be able to ride a red dragon. But all she had to do was connect with using her animal abilities, connect with the dragon. And the dragon allowed her to ride the dragon through the town, and everyone was amazed and said, you can be whatever you want to be. You're speechless.
Yes, and also I thought it'd be fun to interpret it along with you.
That was well done. For anyone who is listening, he just signed that entire conversation, that entire storytelling moment, which was really impressive to me. So yeah, something like that.
I think
something
that's
like
beautiful.
that. I might change it up a little bit. I might work on it. I mean, that was just an improvisational idea. I'll come up with something better.
It was good. I give a clap.
Oh my goodness. Roll to the Dragon Rider. Now I'm going to have to draw this chick.
No, you don't have to. Because we have a beautiful person named Andy who does the illustrations for all our guests' characters' self-portraits.
Are you serious?
Yeah!
Will he draw my dragon too?
Yeah, why not?
Oh my god, I'm so excited. That's amazing.
Just go ahead and send us the description of your character at the end of the show. And speaking of the end of the show, Anjali, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on the Twitter and on the Instagram. My handle in both places is Sweet Anj, SWEEETANJ, 3 E's, because apparently I don't care about spelling. And you can find me on Facebook under my name, and you can find me at AnjaliBhimani.com, and you can find me wandering the streets of Los Angeles and other various cities with my faithful companion, Charlie the dog. I think that's pretty much all of the places to find me. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Am I missing anything? I think that's it.
Fair
and
enough.
website. Yeah.
Nice.
Come say hi.
Come say hi to her. Are you appearing at any cons soon?
Yes, actually, this weekend, I and Carolina Ravassa, who is also an Overwatch voice actress, we will be at Atlantic City Fan Expo for all of Memorial Day weekend, and got some other cons coming up, but they're not completely set yet, so I'm going to keep
NDA!
Yeah, exactly. Completely set. I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you, and I'd be hard to kill all of you. I'd really rather not do that at all, because then no one would be able to come to the convention. So
That's
there you
true.
go. I promise I have not had anything to drink. I am completely sober, and I'm still talking this way. It's ridiculous.
It's a fun way of talking. For sure.
Yes, this is why I don't need to drink, because I act like I'm crazy without anything in my system.
Ditto, girl.
Bye.
Right. All right. If you love Dungeons and Dragons or anything in general of the Overwatch people that we'll be getting on soon and along the way, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. We won't force you to do, but we love you either way for doing the support. We thank you. And speaking of thanking you, Anjali, it is such an honor and such a pleasure for you coming on the show.
Thank you so much. This was really, really fun.
I'm so glad you had fun.
Yeah.
And we will have more fun in the next episode.
Yes,
so we'll see you
fun.
guys later.
Have all of the fun.
Bye.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It's just like
I don't know what that is.
This is the dance. This is the dance.
Is this the goodbye dance?
It's the goodbye dance. It's like, yeah, I'm in a good mood. Oh yeah, look at this. Whoa, whoa. I don't know. All right. Bye.
Okay.